It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Also on Deezer and Stitcher. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with author Bradon Nave out of Piedmont, Oklahoma. He's got a beautiful wife, 2 young children, loves running, being with friends, and writing. And he's been an Oklahoma native pretty much all his life. He's a USA Today best-selling and award-winning author, and he's also with Beckon Publishing as well, too. And he's got a new book out called Beckon the Ravens, along with a couple others that has won him quite a number of awards. And live from beautiful Oklahoma, ladies and gentlemen, the very, very talented author, Bradon Nave. Bradon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this.
Well, anytime. So you pretty much lived in Oklahoma all your life. You currently live in a town called Piedmont, and also very unique. You graduated from a small school of 3 students, and you also have a book called Beckon the Ravens, and you also have a book back in 2016. You won an award called Copper Lilies, and after that you followed up with Like Ashes We Scatter, and you've got some very interesting material. And before we get to your books, tell us how you got started.
Yeah, so I did. Been in Oklahoma my entire life. I grew up in a little tiny farming community called Eva. If you blink, you'll miss it. So,
I just missed it already.
It's right outside of Guyman, Oklahoma. I went to a little tiny school called Yarborough, and like you said, I graduated with about 3 people in my class. I think K through 12. There's 120 students the year that I graduated.
Wow.
Yeah, but my English teacher, she was just phenomenal. Her name was Mrs. Williams, and she really pushed her students to try and to write and to study English and literature and whatnot. And even back then, I loved reading. I've always loved the escape that a book or that writing can offer. There wasn't a lot to do, obviously, out there other than, run or hang out with friends or get into trouble. So,
or be on a farm too. Yeah. Yes. I know how those days go as well too. And was it one precise moment that influenced you into becoming an author?
So that's a good question. I've always written short stories and whatnot, poetry, but it wasn't until my wife actually went out and bought me a laptop and gave it to me and said, "You need to do this. You need to write a novel." And so that's what did it. I wrote my first book, which was Keeping the Tarnished. So,
Keeping the Tarnished. That's interesting. And tell us more about it.
My first book?
Yes.
So it is about an 18-year-old young man. His name is Johnny Tregalis, and he has a very troubled past. Very abusive past, actually, and just talks about his struggles and how he overcomes them with the help of kind strangers. A lot of dark emotion or whatever came out in that book. I think it's my book baby, as authors refer to their first book, but it's It's out on Amazon still. It's published through Limitless Publishing. I'm proud of it. So,
very nice as well, too. And you also had a couple of books which won some awards. The authors talk about in 2016, Copper Lilies, and tell us all about that one.
Yeah, so Copper Lilies, that's about, it came out in 2016 through Limitless Publishing as well. So I worked for the State Department of Health for a while in chronic disease, and while working there, I worked a lot with different departments, one of them being the Ryan White program, just various departments. And so something that I've always been curious about is chronic illness, and HIV being one of them, and not necessarily the illness itself, but just the communities and America's response to that outbreak. And so I wanted to get that out on paper, and I never actually thought I would attempt to publish that story, but once I got it out on paper, I did submit it to my publisher. I didn't know if I was the right person to try to tell that story, because obviously, I was a baby whenever the first HIV case was discovered, and all of the characters in that book are either female or all the main characters are either female or from a community that I'm not from, and so I didn't know if I was the right person to tell that story, but I did put a lot of research in that. I researched that book more than any other piece of work than I think that I've done, and so I did ultimately submit that.
That was amazing too. And you say you worked for what was it? You say the Department of Health in Oklahoma. What did I say that right or something?
Yeah, the Oklahoma State Department of Health. I worked in the chronic disease department.
Oh, it is. Okay. And did you go to school for that, or did you just simply just simply went in, worked for the government, and they just put you in an apartment that they see you fit?
So I've got my master's degree in management, and then I've got a very eclectic background in healthcare. And so I kind of just ended up there for a time being. I worked there for about 3.5 years.
Wow, okay. And what got you interested in healthcare?
So my mother's a nurse, and I've always saw myself in a career where I was helping people. So it just kind of naturally gravitated toward that. I currently work for the only organ procurement organization in Oklahoma, and I've been there for about 4.5 years. So I always knew that that's where I would be at. Even in high school, I just didn't know at what capacity. Mm-hmm. So, although I love writing and I'm an author, I also do that.
And it's good to have a dual career, just like most people as well, too. And you had that award-winning book, the authors talk about, Copper Lilies. You followed that up a year later in 2017 with Like Ashes We Scattered. And tell us more about that book.
Yes. So Like Ashes We Scattered was actually inspired by my job working for an organ procurement organization. So at my job, we facilitate everything necessary if and when a person has made it clear that they would like to be an organ donor. Like I said, we would facilitate everything necessary to make that happen for that person or their family if and when that would need to happen. And so working so closely in that environment, it inspired me to write this book, Like Ashes We Scatter. And it's about two families, one of which is impacted by suicide and the other one is impacted by chronic illness, and how one young man's passing ultimately saves another young man's life, and how those families kind of collide, and just the story that comes from that.
That is amazing as well, too. And, of course, you also followed up with Beckon the Ravens as well, too. We'll talk about that. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with author Bradon Nave from Beckon Publishing, and he's out of Piedmont, Oklahoma. He's lived in Oklahoma pretty much all his life. He's the back-to-back winner of the Authors Talk About It, including Copper Lives from 2016, Like Ashes We Scatter in 2017, and he graduated from a small school of 3 students, and he's got a new book called Beckon the Ravens, which is on Amazon right now and Beckon Publishing. And tell us more about this new book you have, Beckon the Ravens. I mean, this is getting some rave reviews.
Yeah, so I'm really proud of this book. This is my first, what I would consider upmarket or literary fiction book. It's told in first person, and I really put a lot of effort into the writing style into this book. So I'm just really proud of it overall. It's about a 23-year-old young woman. Her name is Merrick McCormick, and she's just been through a lot in her short time on Earth. But she's from a cult-like farming community in rural Canada, and the story is just about her escaping that situation. But when she does, she's just ends up in an even worse situation in rural Idaho with a sadistic crop farmer. And just the entire book is just about everything that she's subjected to. And although it doesn't really break her, it obviously has a huge impact on her psychological well-being. And so she makes a few friends on this crop farm, but they turn out to be horrible people as well. And so throughout the book, she really struggles with trying to determine if, it's reality, if it's illusion, if what she's seeing is actually there or not. So the author is seeing that, or is experiencing that with her as well, because the book is told in first person present tense. And so the end of the book, I believe, is very satisfying, but it's just getting there, I believe, is, from what some people have described, painful. But like I said, I'm very proud of it. It's probably my best writing to date.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you based in your first 2 books mainly on the work you've done as well, too, for the health department in Oklahoma, and also growing up as well, too. With Beckon the Ravens, what real life situation did you base this on?
So I think that's difficult to say. I think that every author puts a little bit of themselves in each of their characters, or at least part of their main characters. This young woman has obviously suffered a lot of turmoil and a lot of, abuse. And I could never say that I could compare myself to some of the things that she has been through, because I'm obviously not a woman who has suffered, any type of sexual trauma from a woman's point of view. However, I myself have suffered, as a child, similar abuse. And so I did pour a lot of that into building her character. And so a lot of that emotion or whatever comes out in a genuine way whenever I was building her character there. So, but as far as the story itself, it's entirely unique, and it's just purely imagination, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like you kind of like, I'm looking forward to being this tangle as well too, where it's like, one grows, the other grows, the other grows, and builds up to our climactic ending, which obviously we're not going to give away here. So, and of course, You talk about she grew up in rural Alberta, and also just a question as well too. Have you actually been up to Canada?
I have not, but in writing this book, I did my research exponentially. I made sure that everything that you'll read in the book as far as geography goes is accurate. And there's not a lot of that in there. It's just a few reference points, but I've not been up to Canada yet. I want to go, though.
I think we all do. I'm like 250 miles away from there as well, too. So you can tell you're just about close. You got any questions? Well, we'll shoot some hockey pucks at you. So, and of course, just a couple of things as well, too. Who are your favorite writers growing up?
Growing up, I had a very eclectic reading list. I read everything from Ernest Hemingway to the cliche Stephen King. So, but currently our house is full of books. My wife is a avid reader, as am I. My children are avid readers as well. But being an author, a lot of my closest friends are authors, so I have the luxury of getting to read some of their stuff early, and so that's one of the benefits of being an author as well. But currently, I think that some of my favorite authors are Karen Slaughter, Ruth Ware. I really love Gillian Flynn. Carissa Ann Lynch is one of my closest friends in the industry, and I really love almost anything or everything that she puts out. I guess a lot of thriller, darker reads. But I'll read anything.
Okay, and what do you consider your favorite books as well, too? It can be just one, it can be a few, or say like a top 5 or a top 10.
If I were just to run down my favorite ones right now?
You can now, off the top of your head, you've read in the past, so it's pretty much up to you.
I would say I like The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. I like The Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. Anything by Gillian Flynn. I like Sharp Objects. It's one of my favorite books. I've read it multiple times. And like I said, anything by Carissa Ann Lynch. I highly, highly recommend anybody listening to this. She's not only one of my great friends, but she's an amazing author. You should check her out. I literally could list off hundreds of books. Our house is full of books. So.
I can imagine. You can also make like a library as well too. And if there's books you don't use, you can just give it to your library in your town as well too, or parts of Oklahoma. I'm sure they would love your books.
Yeah, probably.
and of course, we'll just talk about what's coming up in 2020 for you, Bradon. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all you need. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with author Bradon Nave out of Piedmont, Oklahoma. He's the author of Beckon the Ravens, which is out on Amazon right now and also through Beacon Publishing. Also the winner of the 2016 Authors Talk About Award for Copper Lilies, followed back-to-back a year later with Like Ashes We Scatter. And we did talk about Beckon the Ravens for a little bit as well, too. And, being in a farming community destined for Idaho. And, of course, the character just goes through every situation possible. And, of course, coming up and there's one question I wanted to ask as well, too. What plans do you have for 2020 later down the road?
I actually just submitted my latest effort to my publisher, so I'm waiting to hear back on that. Hopefully it's good news. And I've got a few projects in the works right now. So hopefully they'll come to fruition in 2020. And just keep staying at it. I only write when I'm inspired, but I usually stay inspired. So hopefully I'll keep my publisher busy and keep cranking out the books.
And of course, any plans to write in a different genre in the future? And if so, which genre would you like to write in? Like, say, fiction, Western, sci-fi, anything like that?
I think I really found the lane that I want to stay in, which is upmarket literary fiction, but in that psychological suspense thriller genre. I kind of experimented earlier on in my writing career just because I could with the publisher I was with. But I really believe that I'm most comfortable and it's the best use of my talent to stick with psychological suspense.
That is amazing, too, and looking forward to what you have as well. And any upcoming book tour for 2020?
So I just wrapped up a tour with HEA, or Happily Ever After, a blog tour. I'm got a few signings here in Oklahoma City, but I'll keep everyone posted on my my social media if anything else pops up.
And how do people contact you or get updates, like on your book signings, and whatever else?
I've got a website. It's bradonnave.com. I've also got my Twitter handle is just Bradon Nave, and then my Facebook is author Bradon Nave.
That is fantastic. Looking forward to what you got, and looking forward to having you back on before 2020 as well, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your writing career?
My biggest influence, I would honestly have to say, that's a tough question. Either my mother or my teachers. I wouldn't have to give that away to any specific author. I would honestly have to say that's either my mom or my teachers.
That's a really good inspiration. I have to say that. I would say the same thing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Any aspiring authors, just to keep at it. It's not anything that's going to happen overnight, and if it does happen overnight, then tell me what you're doing, because it's a long
Well, we'll give out the emails and encourage everybody to do the same thing, and you can have people email you, and maybe they can challenge you, maybe an idea for a next book or something.
Absolutely.
Yes, that would be great as well, too. And Bradon, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Once again, author Bradon Nave, with a new book called Beckon the Ravens, out on Amazon and wherever you find books as well, too. Also on Beacon Publishing. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase your books?
So you can purchase my books anywhere that books are sold: Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Walmart, anywhere online. You can contact me on my website, bradonnave.com, on my Facebook, author Bradon Nave, or at my Twitter handle, which is Bradon @BradonNave. And what was the other thing? Sorry.
Where can people purchase your books?
Oh, yeah. You can purchase my books at Barnes & Noble, Amazon. You can go to my website and purchase them there. Just anywhere major retailer where books are sold.
Fantastic, Bradon. Just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep this up to date. We'd love you to have you back on again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.